Servers offline. Scanning target. No alien material detected. Debug build version 0.7.6. Verbose on.
Morgan, where are you? Going. You won't be able to use Alex's escape pod without... Wait, who are you? Please identify.
Morgan, this is January. That operator was an earlier defective model, or something worse. Alex, the Typhon, they're all working against you. Trust yourself. Trust the video you made. We need to get the arming keys and destroy Talos 1 before it's too late.
Requesting new operator. TranStar Cobalt 410 Engineering Class Operator ready to deploy. Please stand clear of aperture.
Research complete.
Inspecting. Your suit integrity is compromised. Let me fix that. Job done. Coming through.
Microgravity detected.
These tunnels run the entire length of the station, mostly conduit carrying the bare necessities: power, water, air. But operators also use it to deliver supplies from the cargo bay up to the Arboretum. Given the small number of crew assigned here, I would expect Typhon presence to be minimal as well. But that's probably a bad assumption.
Research complete. Scan complete. More specimens required. Message complete. Vital signs critical.
Qualified technician.
Morgan, steady. That pulse hit your suit systems pretty hard. It came from the substation ahead. There's a magnetosphere around Talos 1 that keeps the sun from cooking your insides. Hopefully the generator isn't dying. For your sake, I'll be fine.
Medjay.
Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
System alert.
Gravity detected.
Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Really good work. Yes. Hey, what do you say we get things started the way we kick off the show? Usually, it's my time.
Warning, plasma shockwave
Special
imminent.
occasions or who have traveled especially long distances, which is us in this particular.
Yeah, really. We should be shouting out us.
That's right. It's a segment called the Shoutouts,
Seek
Anthony.
shelter. Plasma shockwave in
Kevin and Rouse are get your cock out.
3, 2, 1.
Get your cock out.
Yeah, acting just like a vicar.
I did that on the fucking plane when we were flying, taking off and shit. I used to pray all the time whenever I took off. It was the only time in my life I stayed religious and shit. Whenever we were about to take off, I'd do a little fucking prayer like, oh God, please don't kill us in the sky and shit. And my wife, once we hooked up, she traveled with me, I always like go over and grab her hand and stuff. And I would never be like, I'm praying for us, but like, you know, in the beginning, she's like, well, this is sweet, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I'm just saying a little prayer and shit. And then she'd rip her hand away. And she'd be like, if you're gonna ask Santa Claus for wishes, leave me out of it and shit.
I can't believe you weren't struck out of the sky with that kind of attitude.
I know, really. But in any event, on this trip over, like when I sat, I took Aer Lingus and stuff. And everybody, as you'd imagine on Aer Lingus, like it's just Gaelic as fuck. And like everywhere on the plane, people were speaking where I'm like, it sounds like English, but it sounds.
And then the letters seem like they're all jumbled.
Yeah, I was like, do you got a lot of slashes through those letters and shit? So I heard the accent and shit, and I felt kind of like comfortable enough to actually like before the plane took off, I did like one of these and fucking like, you know, did a quick prayer. And I looked over to the dude to my right who was on the flight with his wife, and he's looking at me and he goes, "That's right."
No one will judge you for genuflecting.
No, fuck no. He knew that I was insuring our flight just a little bit more and shit.
Yes. All right, let's kick things off with Killian and Mick. You guys here? Right down front. Wow. I feel like this is a fix in some way. My name is Killian. I'm attending the show with my friend Vic, and we're both most likely baked like a cake.
Is that true? How does one, like, just out of curiosity, not that I want to.
No, of course you wouldn't. Where does one find such a thing?
Yeah, like, how does one get baked to? Do they locally homegrow and shit like that? Indoor as well?
You have to meet in a lane, he said. That sounds dicey.
Yeah,
as fuck.
really. I just assume it's like at the end of a rainbow, there it is, something like that.
A little leprechaun with a pot of weed? Is that what you're expecting?
Is there? It sounded so fun.
Oh, green leaves! Catch me! This is awesome. He said, due to recent events, says Killian, I was wondering if U.S. President Donald J. Trump could do Liam Neeson's speech from Taken. Yeah, it's funny to you. You don't fucking live there.
I should shoot this for posterity so that when the FBI comes calling.
Right. When they put us in Gitmo, we'll have
this us shit.
We'll have some
fully documenting.
pretty quick to abandon.
Oh, God, yes.
Okay, Liam Neeson's speech from Taken is done by President Donald J. Trump. I don't know who you are, okay? I don't know what you want. If you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I have a lot of money, okay? So much money. So much money. And I do have a very particular set of skills. Fucking porn stars. Skills I have acquired over a very long career where I did not pay any taxes. Motherfucker. Skills that made me a nightmare. Period. If you let my daughter go, that'll be the end of it. If we're talking about Ivanka. If it's Tiffany, you can keep her. Not interested. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, if it's Ivanka, I will look for you, and I will find you, and I will kill you, okay? Totally kill you. I'm the best at killing. Unbelievably good at killing. All right.
Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This next email really surprised me. Nora and Reed, are you guys here? Nora? Hi, guys. Nora and Reed are here from Minnesota. We have one of those in the States as well. That's the one I'm talking about.
Minnesota, Ireland. Who knew?
No, Minnesota. You know, we perform closer to you than Ireland. Did you know that? We're so excited to see our first live Babylon, writes Nora. Both of us are longtime listeners, and since you guys have yet to come to Minnesota, we came to you. Yeah, that's why they came to Ireland, was us. I was wondering if you tell my husband in the voice of the amazing Dr. Frankenfurter how much I love him, and when we get home, he'll have free reign to visit Sodomization Station.
Never heard it referred to it as such.
That's a keeper. All aboard. How do you do? Reed, your wife Nora loves you very, very much. It's time to put your train in Sodomization Station. I'm just a sweet transvestite from Sodomization Station. Thank you so much. Next up is Brandon and Dave. Are you guys here? Hi, guys.
Welcome.
I saw you the last time you were here and had to get tickets again this time. I've been listening since the beginning, right, Dave? Thank you so much. I brought my hetero life mate Brandon with me since we're both huge Kevin Smith nerds. Since you guys are back, could Arnold Schwarzenegger sing The Bitch Is Back by Elton John?
4, 3,
This is the fourth movie I've made this month.
Can we get a little music there, Anthony? I was justified when I was 5. Raising Cain, yeah, I spit in your eye. The times are changing, now the poor get fat, but the fever's gonna get you when the bitch gets back. Oh, ho, ho, oh. Eat meat on Friday, that's alright. Not in this house. Eat a steak on a Saturday night. I can bitch the best at your social dues. I get high in the evening sniffing pots of glue.
Whoa, what? Who's dead?
Anders! I tried to call security.
Do you need a medical team?
I said he's dead, Langley!
Right. Laurel,
Plasma
take a deep breath. Tell me what happened.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anders went into the mag chamber to test one of the coils that's been flaking on us. I don't know what happened exactly, but there was a pulse. I think it cooked him in his suit.
God, I'm so sorry, Laurel. Can you get up to the Arboretum?
No, Anders had the key card.
Okay, got it. Listen, just sit tight. Don't go into that chamber. I'm going to find Chief Elazar. We'll get a security team your way ASAP.
Evening sniffing pots of glue.
shockwave imminent.
Oh, I'm a bitch, yeah, the bitch is back. And I'm stone cold sober, as a matter of fact. I'm a bitch, yeah, I'm a bitch, I'm a better than you. It's the way that I move, it's the things that I live. All right, there we go.
That was useful because I never knew the lyrics to that song.
Oh, the bitch is back?
Yeah,
I know
no, I
that tune. Jennifer and Jason, are you guys here? Hi, kids.
Non-committal.
Me and my fiance Jennifer are coming to the show, listening to the podcast for so long now, and forcing her to listen to it sometimes. Glad you came back. We're getting married in June this year.
Oh, right on.
And of all places, we're getting married in a zoo.
Get the fuck out of here. What are you, 9? That's awesome, man. What a great idea.
Jason adds, not my idea. Ben adds, not my idea at all.
Wow, that's kind of sweet, man. A bunch of animals looking on.
Yeah.
Like Adam and Eve getting married, kind of.
Monkeys throwing shit at you.
Hell yeah. Good time. It's a blessing.
I just want to let Jennifer know that no matter how many times she surprises me with wacky ideas like that, no matter how many times she makes me stop in my tracks and settle into a 1,000-yard stare, she's still everything to me and the main...
Warning. Plasma shockwave imminent. Warning. Seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning. Plasma shockwave imminent. Warning. Seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
and settle into a 1,000-yard stare. She's still everything to me, and the main reason why I'm happy today. I love her with everything I have. Aww. Now on to the more important matter. Our honeymoon will be in Florida. Oh, it's worse than a zoo. You should get married in Florida and honeymoon at the zoo. You'll be happier, I promise. Can Bain tell us in great detail what we should be getting up to on this trip of ours to Florida? Thanks for all the free funny, Jason. Can Bain give them some advice of what to do in Florida for a good time?
Absolutely.
First off, congratulations on your impending nuptials. It's good to tie your life to another, to have a friend, someone who will love you, care for you, let you pound that ass.
Warning. Seek shelter.
If you're
Plasma
going to
shockwave
honeymoon
imminent.
on America's Wang,
5, 4, 3, 2,
please make sure to visit Disney World.
Oh, yeah.
It's very pleasurable. What? It's not all terrorism with me.
You got a heart, right, babe?
I like a good time as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes, and the Guardians of the Galaxy ride is amazing. I know I shouldn't support it as it's a Marvel project,
Yeah,
but
different company, yeah.
fuck Batman. I like the Guardians.
Enjoy. Welcome. Congratulations.
How long you guys been together before you get married? Like how many years? 12 fucking years. No wonder he's getting married in a fucking zoo.
You have to put him in a
fucking
cage to
owe
keep
me.
him.
Yeah, really. 12 years, man. Are you sure?
The shockwave
Keep your options
imminent.
open.
It's awesome. Marriage rocks, seriously. It's one of those things where you think, like, oh, it's just going to be like more dating, but it's not. They're legally bound to you. So, like, you will always have a friend. It's very sweet.
4,
Either get married or create a podcast. You'll always have a friend.
Yes. And lastly, Gavin O'Reilly is here tonight. Yeah, I know everyone's calling you. You're probably all named Gavin O'Reilly. My name is Gavin. I'm coming to a Dublin show with my amazing girlfriend, Aoife. Am I saying that correctly? Well, fuck me. How about that?
Is that a Gaelic name? Everyone seems to know it.
It
Aoife?
is, yeah. It's spelled A-O-I-F-E, however.
Oifa.
Oifa. Tonight is the 3rd anniversary of our first date, and she got me tickets to the show knowing what a big fan I am.
Oh, wow. Well, 9 more years, you can get married.
That's right. Book the zoo now, because I heard it really fills up. Book the zoo. Can't get in there. People are dying to get married. Over by the lion cage. Gavin continues, could David Bowie wish myself and Aoife a happy date-iversary? Well, of course David Bowie could do that. That's what he does, pretty much. Can we have a little music there, Anthony? Happy anniversary, Gavin. Happy anniversary, Aoife. I'm surprised I said your name right, cause it's spelled really funny. Happy anniversary, Gavin. On your 3rd year from your first date. Happy anniversary, we're so happy that you... Oh, come on. That's enough of that nonsense. Thank you.
And that's when the relationship ended.
Yeah, really. Don't do that on your anniversary. Not in the hair. All right, we also get emails from all around the world. Hit it, Anthony.
Ain't no drag. 1.
Gavin's got an email back.
Featuring Kevin's reactions.
That's right. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite moments in the show of all time. We do a segment now where people send in emails about lyrics that they thought they knew for popular songs for many years and just recently found out how fucking stupid they are. This is magical. This is Kimberly Chapman from Martinsburg, West Virginia. She said, I had to write in and tell you a story I had about misheard lyrics. For the longest time, well, I won't tell you what she thought it was. First, we'll play the song. You familiar with the band Kansas?
Yeah.
Carry On, My Wayward Son?
Yeah, carry on my way.
It's the opening theme for a TV series called Supernatural over there in the States as well.
Is that right?
Yeah.
This whole time, in all 28 seasons?
That's 28 seasons.
That
yes.
song?
So here's the piece. Here it is.
Plasma shockwave in 5,
Yeah.
4, 3,
Yeah. Kimberly wrote, forever, I thought the lyrics were, carry on my way, what's up?
Carry on my way, what's up?
Let's hear it again. Let's see if it works. See what carry on my way, what's up? It's a perkier song. Yeah, it is, kind of. It's more friendly that way. I like that. We also get emails sent in to us from folks who are looking out to buy stuff for kids. Things that should make a young one happy. A boy or a girl should get this present and enjoy it. Instead, we find out these things are incredibly inappropriate toys.
Not appropriate for girls, not appropriate for boys. What the fuck is that? Inappropriate toys.
Plasma shockwave
This first one comes
imminent.
from Andrew Weaver. He said he was traveling through rural Japan when he ran across this in a playground and he had to share it. This is on a playground. It's a slide. Kids should enjoy slides. Can we take a look at that picture there? Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't know if your kid needs to see a whale tossing another whale's salad on the playground.
I don't know if the kids enjoy that as much as the whale.
They couldn't. Well, if you were getting anal injures on a playground, I think you'd be happy too.
Well, thanks to the Bible, we know that all whales swallow, so there you go.
Oh, my Lord. Jeez.
I will file it. in all my biblical jokes.
And Pinocchio, too, taught us that, too, when you think about it.
That's right. Would it have been better as Pinocchio? Let me do a second draft.
Okay,
And
sure.
thanks to the good Pinocchio, we know that... No, it doesn't fucking
No,
work.
you don't like that? All right. Okay, up next, Wes I'm gonna fuck that up. Wes Carrasquillo. That's not right.
Carrasquillo.
Thank you. Wes Carrasquillo says he just bought his kid a Star Wars toaster. A Star Wars toaster.
Why? Could you imagine? Like, I've worked my whole life. I finally had a small child. A human being came out of my balls. What do I give it? Here's a toaster.
Well, the kid loves Star Wars, so maybe at breakfast he'd be happy to get this. This is the picture of the toaster there, and it imprints Star Wars logos onto your bread when it toasts it.
Both the Imperial and the Rebel insignias.
Indeed. Wes said he was uncomfortable, however, with the toast that came out of the toaster. If we can go to the next picture. Yeah, he didn't like his kid. His kid eating the chocolate starfish there on the toast. No one wants their kid eating an asshole for breakfast.
You look at
I'm
that.
sure that whale's dad, I guess.
No
maybe.
doubt.
Yeah.
It's such a turn on, though. If you keep staring at it, you might witness the rise of Skywalker.
Oh, my God.
File that, too? Fuck.
Tough crowd on this side.
Really?
Yeah. And then lastly, James Todd Haney from Catawba. No, that can't be right. Catawba, North Carolina, sent this in. His daughter wanted this. It's one of those glow sticks. You know, the kids love the glow sticks. You break them, it's got fluid inside of it, and it glows up in the dark.
I got one of those.
He was uncomfortable, however, I think with the size and shape of the glow stick his daughter got. Can we take a look at that picture? Yeah, maybe.
It's the mega stick.
Yeah. Mommy, stop playing with my toy. Can't find it.
When you really want to glow.
Yeah. It's no secret I am confused by Japan. I think we've established that fact by now. I don't understand them. I don't know why they do what they do. I don't understand them. And so, in an effort to educate myself on a weekly basis, I ask the respectful question, what the fuck, Japan?
What the fuck, Japan? What the fuck, Japan?
It's my favorite part of the show.
Is it
always.
really?
I love it. I wish we could be in the audience to see it. One day I'm going to watch us. Because I know what I look like doing it.
Right.
I'm always doing this, so what do you, let me see yours. Did you ever see mine? Mine is
That's good. Yeah. Like two little schoolgirls.
Yeah. We missed our calling. We could have been excellent Japanese schoolgirls.
3, 2,
Still good. Thank you.
That's the Irish way. Like, there's still time. Do it.
Where there's life, there's hope. That's how we survived all these millennia. Japan likes their mascots. They got a fucking guy dressing up as an animal for everything.
Yeah.
And this one is particularly funny. There's a Japanese city called Susaki. You know about Chiton?
Oh, is this?
I'm late to the party, I guess.
I think maybe is this the one John Oliver spoke about?
Oh, I didn't take the John Oliver speak about? Well, then you're very familiar with this. Then I can cut to the chase. Chiton is a renegade mascot. He's a vigilante. He's a vigilante mascot. He's not official in any capacity. They already have an official mascot for this city that is also an otter. Because, you know, what says welcome to our city more than a fucking otter does? And this is a renegade otter who is a nightmare. He's hell on wheels, this kid. He does all kinds of bad things that people are getting very upset with. Like, for instance, there's a video of him online apparently where he says, I'm coming to your house, and then he gets a baseball bat out of a locker and puts it inside his costume and starts walking towards the camera. It's terrifying. It's not how a mascot should behave. The city elders are very upset.
Right.
And then he does shit like this. Can we look at this video? This doesn't seem to be the appropriate behavior either. He's got like a blowjob from a machine or something. I'm not even sure what's happening there, but it doesn't seem to be. Once again, I'm confused by Japan.
How the fuck did he tip that car, man?
He's a strong fucking otter.
Yeah, really.
Otters have the strength of thousands of other otters.
Maybe that's what's inside that suit, is 1,000 otters working together.
They're pissed off. They're not getting any royalties from that mascot deal.
Tip the car.
And everyone sends us stories about a town near them that has a fucked up name. And we got lazy. We didn't know what to call this segment, so we just call it Your Town's Got a Fucked Up Name. This is The Town Has a Fucked Up Name, Irish edition. Stephen Cole wrote in. He said, while you guys are in Ireland, you may want to visit this townland in County Mayo. And he sent me a picture of the map so I could find it. Can we take a look at this? Yeah. You want to go visit Cum while we're here, Kevin?
I brought my own thing.
Oh, did you? I want to go to Cum just to get... It's hard to say those words out loud. I want to go to Cum just to get the souvenir. Apparently, this is actually sold in Cum. When you go to Cum, you can buy this and take it home with you. Can we see that next shot? There you go. It's a fridge magnet that says, I heart Cum.
Said nobody ever. The least fucking appetizing part of sex. Oh, yeah, there's this. It means we're done.
It's the essence of life you're flinging off that table right there.
I already got one of those too.
Every sperm is sacred. From time to time, we need to say goodbye to some people in show business. People who left us way too early, but left behind bodies of work that we'll all enjoy for many, many more years to come. It's a segment called the Tinseltown Stiffs. And
Now another edition of Tinseltown Stiffs. They will be missed.
since we all gathered last, we lost a couple of legends. It's really been a bad
I knew
month.
this one guy.
Yeah, first one up is Boys in the Hood director and writer John Singleton passed away at the age of 51.
Incredibly.
Yeah, round of applause for John. Such a talented guy.
Loved comic books.
Yes.
Was trying to get a comic book movie made long before this era in which everybody makes comic book movies. He was a hardcore Marvel kid back in the day. When I first met him, that's all we did was talk comics. And I just wanted to talk Boys in the Hood because he put out like the Laserdisc with the commentary years ago. That when I was in film school, I listened to his commentary track over and over again. He was also a figure. Like, you know, obviously I'm not African American, but like he was an outsider who got inside.
Yeah.
And that was inspiring to me. It was like, well, wait a second, man. You don't necessarily have to be born into the industry. He's telling his story about his corner of the world, and he found his way in. It was important to see somebody do that, representation. You know, watch somebody kind of do it first and be like, oh, maybe I could do that as well. So when I met him, all I wanted to talk about was that, how influential he was to me. And all he wanted to talk about, because he knew I love comics, he'd see Mallrats and shit, was like, how do we get Black Panther made?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, what's this we shit? Like, I think you got a better chance, man. You were Academy Award nominated and stuff. So really lovely individual. This is fucking shocking. And another person, didn't somebody else just, like, Luke Perry, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Passed him a
He was in his
stroke as
50s
well.
also passed from a stroke, yeah.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's frightening and sad as well. These two very talented young individuals who still had a lifetime of work ahead of them.
Singleton's story is especially impressive to me because he's a kid out of USC Film School, grew up in South Central Los Angeles, which is not a great neighborhood. And Columbia Pictures apparently loved his script and wanted to buy it from him. And he said, no, either I direct it or it doesn't get made. That's some balls for a guy who needs a job but doesn't have a lot of money. I'm always impressed by that fact. Yeah. I would have said, where's the check? Thanks so much. Yeah, impressive.
Wearing a shirt that said I Heart Come, I would have been.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, man, it's a bummer to lose him. To lose him, period. But to lose him so fucking young, 51 is. He still had a lot more to do, and he did, like, you know, of course we all know about his beginning of his career, but toward the end he was doing stuff like, I think he directed The People vs. OJ, a couple episodes.
He
of that.
did, American Crime Story, yeah.
And then he did that other FX show.
He did a couple episodes of Billions, which were great. It was great on Showtime. I mean, he's just such a talented guy.
Yeah, he'll be missed. Big bucket. Good night, John.
And then, yeah, a round of applause for John.
I knew this guy too. Jesus,
You're bad news,
I
man.
know. Maybe I'm the problem.
Yeah, this one really hurt. Actor Peter Mayhew, of course, played Chewbacca in the Star Wars film.
Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Passed away at his home in North Texas.
Such a fucking sweet man. I'm sure if anybody here is involved in fandom and stuff, maybe you've encountered him over the years at various cons. Such a fucking nice guy.
Yeah.
Came over to me one day and just started talking, and like I was gobsmacked because Peter was one of the first famous people in my life when I was a child. Like, first famous person I went out of my way to learn their name. There's some people like Lee Majors was a $6 million man. They put his name, and he was the star, so you could see
His face was on People magazine. You knew who he was.
all the time, but like the Star Wars characters were so influential, and this pre-internet, so you couldn't just go look shit up. You had to read a magazine or something like that, or watch the news. But David Prowse and Peter Mayhew, Kenny Baker, Anthony Daniels, rock star fucking names to me as a child. Even though you didn't know their faces, I'm like, that's without him we don't get to Chewbacca. So when he came over and started talking to me, he was so lovely. He's like, how are you? It's about time to be met. And I was staring up at him, just like, you know. Such a lovely fucking human being. And then he did an episode of our show, Comic Book Men, as well. Really, really great guy. Oh, thank you. Did you ever encounter him in the wild?
Yeah, when I was working in radio, he came on the show to promote one of his books. He wrote 2 books about his life, and could not have been kinder and sweeter to everyone who came up to him, wanted a picture, an autograph or something. He was endlessly patient and kind to everyone he met. Remarkable person.
And he played that part. It wasn't
Very
just like
much so.
he put on an outfit. Like, he inhabited Chewie. Everything you know about that character is right there in the eyes.
It's crazy, yeah. Such a sweet soul. He was a hospital attendant in London when he was discovered by a producer for a movie called Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. That was the first film
I saw that movie in a theater. My father took me to see that. He was in that?
Yeah, the producer of that film spotted him in a hospital and said, we could use a guy of your size. Do you want to be in the movies? And he was like, I'm cleaning bedpans or I could be in a movie. I think I'll go with the movies. And that was the beginning. And then a year later, he was cast as Chewbacca. So what a turn of fortune. Plus, I would think he'd be terrifying to have as a hospital attendant in London. If I was in the hospital and he walked in, I'd be like, Grim Reaper, is that you? Is it all over? So I'm glad he made the choice.
I'm here to change your bedpan. Anything you want, bro.
And also, people forget, he was confined to a wheelchair before Star Wars The Force Awakens started shooting.
Yeah.
And he worked and worked and worked to rehabilitate himself so that he could stand and walk and work long enough to revisit that character one more time.
Yeah.
Remarkable.
Magical. Wonderful fucking guy. Heart goes out to his family. And that family includes, like, everybody in the room, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he had, of course, his own personal family, but his family extended beyond those bounds. Like, everywhere that guy went in life, he was welcome and stuff. He'll forever be a part of my heart. Fucking love the dude.
Let's put that picture up of him just as we all say goodbye. But you're right, it's those eyes. It's that those piercing blue eyes. Just all kindness in those eyes.
Oh, he played Chewbacca.
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
Great fucking dude.
I thought you meant Chaka from Land of the Lost. I didn't. It was very different.
Deep cuts. Paul.
Thank you so much.
Well done.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
As we move on, we have found in the world of acting that sometimes actors don't always turn in their best performances. But we have found also that if acting is bad enough, it goes all the way around to become exquisite acting.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
Welcome to the world of exquisite acting with Ralph Garman and Kevin Smith.
This week's exquisite acting.
It'd be amazing if it was just the clip from Jay and Silent Bob.
Look at this guy chewing the scenery. This week's exquisite acting comes from Todd Sellers in Seattle, Washington. Now, I have to start this off by saying this movie comes from a different time. It's from 1969, and the movie is called The Gay Deceivers, okay?
Oh my God, it sounds like a conservative horror movie. Those gay deceivers are out for us.
It was a wacky 60s comedy about 2 buddies who don't want to go to Vietnam, so they pretend to be gay to avoid being drafted.
Oh, this isn't even like the gay Perry?
No, it's not like gotta dance, not that kind of gay. It's
literally in the title. They're
that
like,
kind of gay.
They're lying about being gay,
Exactly.
hence the gay deceiver.
Right.
So is this where they got Three's Company from, you think?
Maybe
Think about
a
it.
little
They could have
bit,
called
maybe
that
a little
show The Gay Deceiver.
They could have, yes, right. So these 2 guys are pretending to be gay, and they move into an apartment building that is populated solely by gay guys and gay couples, okay? Not politically correct by any standards today.
Right.
But the actor who played their neighbor was an actor named Michael Greer, and he was Hollywood's first openly gay actor. And that cost him some jobs, but it got him some work as well, but he tended to play flamboyantly gay characters. He is sort of an icon in gay circles as being the guy who was not closeted in Hollywood. He wanted to be an actor, but he refused to lie about who he was. He's in this movie as a character called Malcolm. And this movie's supposed to be a very broad character, so a lot of gay actors were willing to play versions of themselves that were larger than life. There's larger than life. And then there's what Michael Greer does in this film. As Malcolm in The Gay Deceivers, I mean this with all respect, he is this week's exquisite actor. Here's a scene from that movie.
You dirty bitch! Look what you've done to my peonies!
You can take your lovely peonies, and besides, you silly queen, they're not even peonies. They're marigolds.
God, I think she's right. They are marigolds. I may not know my flowers, but I know a bitch when I see one.
That is truly exquisite acting. My Lord.
That's the height of camp, man.
Man,
Great delivery.
He brought it. God bless him. We also like to take a look at movies and TV shows, and sometimes we notice the people making those shows fuck things up. And there's enough people involved with the making of any project that they should have caught that before it reaches us, the audience, and yet they don't. And so we call these things shit that should not be.
And shit should not see. Here's some shit that should not be.
It's always a pleasure when one of our segments here on Hollywood Babylon also... Green and wet.
Straight from the town of Cum, Ireland.
It's always fun when one of our segments in the Hollywood Babylon becomes newsworthy as well, and that was the case this week with this week's Shit That Should Not Be. It comes from a little thing called Game of Thrones on HBO. This was the cup of coffee heard round the world. I've never seen such coverage for a cup of coffee.
It's weird because I watched that episode and I didn't see it.
Didn't
at
jump
all.
out at you?
No.
Well, a lot of people noticed that in the scene in the most, well, not the most recent, I guess it was the week before.
No, it was last
most
week.
recent. There was a cup of coffee, what appeared to be Starbucks coffee, sitting on a table there in Westeros. And for the best of I know, they haven't opened a branch there yet. They're probably working on it. But people's heads exploded, and there was much talk about it on the internet. So we had to celebrate it this week with shit that should not be. Can we take a look at that, Anthony? Here we go.
Most people get bloody murdered. They stay that way. Get bloody murdered. They stay that way. Bloody murdered. They stay that way. Bloody murdered. They stay that way. Bloody murdered. They stay that way.
Yeah, HBO was very apologetic, saying, "Oh, we're so sorry. That was supposed to be a cup of herbal tea." Wink, wink. See what they did there? They tried to play it off like they didn't fuck up, and they did.
They released, I saw an article today where they estimated that Starbucks received $2.5 billion in free advertising from that fuck up.
Holy shit.
The impressions that it made worldwide, because this was, like, the show is massive everywhere.
Right.
Starbucks is also massive everywhere. And this was the colliding of two massive brands that never would have come together in any way, shape, or form, like a dragon latte or some such shit like that. And so because of that story, the estimate is $2.5 billion in free advertising for Starbucks. The irony is that it wasn't a Starbucks cup at all.
It wasn't?
It came from craft service, so it was a coffee cup with a lid, but it wasn't
just served there on
Starbucks
set.
brand. Yeah, like the girl Amelia Clark, who plays Daenerys, was just like, we don't have Starbucks coffee. Like, the only time
in Bulgaria or something.
She's like, the only time they got Starbucks is when an American fucking producer shows up, and then there's Starbucks on set. But it was just a regular fucking coffee, and Starbucks is like, it's whatever you want it to be. So all that, man, free advertising, they didn't do jack or shit.
That's genius.
It's kind of nuts, man. But yeah, it was fascinating. Like, that happens in movies all the time and stuff, but for that, we're all like, what? How did it fucking happen in Westeros? But they're jamming and have been jamming for the last year to finish the show.
Right.
It is surprising, though, that not a single fucking eye picked it up. I guarantee you, somewhere in the process, somebody was just like, is that a coffee cup? Shots 2 seconds. Nobody did see it. Move the fuck on. But they've since taken it down and removed the...
Digitally, they removed it, I heard. Yeah,
HBO.
They're no
went
fun.
their way. Which is like, it's like, hey, man, don't fuck with my reality of the Dragon Show.
Warning, plasma shockwave imminent.
No, you put it that way, I guess.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Take the leap, man.
All right. One of the reasons we all gather together each time here...
Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm saying, take the lead, man.
Warning, plasma shockwave imminent. Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That way, I guess.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Take the lead, man.
All right. One of the reasons we all gather together each time here in Hollywood Babylon is to talk about the entertainment news in a segment called the HBO Headlines.
Give me head, give me head, give me headlines, and give me head.
5, 4, 3,
No one got caught. All right.
2,
My upper teeth, sorry.
What a perfect marriage of show business and Ireland. George Clooney revealed on the Jimmy Kimmel Live show this week that he spent Easter here in Ireland. He was here for the first time. He had never been in Ireland before.
Is Clooney an Irish name? Is it?
Oh, yes.
Is
Yes, it is.
I heard somebody in the back go, no. Not Irish enough.
Clooney is
It is an Irish name.
He has relatives here, and so he came to visit his cousins how many times removed, but they had sort of a family reunion of the Clooneys here in Ireland.
Could you imagine? You're like, I'm going to the family reunion. Who's going to be there? One of the world's most beautiful men.
Yeah.
Is he your cousin? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you don't want to be standing next to him in that family photo, do you? Apparently, his parents had planned the trip, Nina, who's 80, and Nicholas Clooney, who's 85, but they had to pull out at the last minute because his father had to undergo an operation, so they went on without him.
His parents are still alive?
Oh, yeah.
That's really nice. Good for 80 and 85.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I get out of this story.
Apparently, they're both in great shape. He underwent a hernia operation, his dad did, at 85.
Well, apparently they're not both in great shape, then.
You know how he got his hernia?
Tipping a car in an otter costume?
Nick Clooney does 300 sit-ups a day.
But is he being punished? Why? This is by choice?
It's part of his workout regime.
And 300 gives you a hernia? That's why I don't do them.
Good man.
Do you think if he did less, like 100 setups, maybe the hernia not so much?
They said he should stop doing that many sit-ups. That's one of the
At 84, good lord, man. 85, sorry.
So they stayed home, but Clooney and his wife went to meet the family, and he wasn't really sure on the details, so they went to meet at Ballyfin, the hotel there in County Laois. Are you familiar with Ballyfin? It's like an 1800s manor house. It's a castle. It's beautiful, but it's also one of the world's greatest hotels as well. But apparently Clooney was not aware of that, and so when he showed up to meet his cousins, he looked at this property and said, the Irish Clooneys are doing really well for themselves. And then he was filled in on, it was a hotel. They were just meeting at a hotel. But, and then it was Easter, so he spent Easter Sunday with Bono, like you do, you know?
That's right, he's... This really upends everything I know about Ireland.
You and me both.
Good lord.
Wow.
You too? Pun intended. Wow, what is that? What's that one person? What is that about?
No, we got the fuck Bono part. What we're trying to understand is the reasoning behind the fuck Bono.
Hold on.
Just need one person to volunteer.
One of you.
Someone raise a hand and we'll choose you to tell us why fuck Bono.
Little hand right in the back. Right
there.
You go.
Seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in
The guy with the American accent.
4,
He's a dick.
2, 1.
Wow. Well, I wouldn't have ended the story with the Bono story if that was the way it was going to go.
Really mystified.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say he spent Easter with the Pope. How's that?
2 for 2.
He spent Easter with Pee Wee Herman. That's who he spent with. I didn't hear that, and I'm pretty glad I didn't. Hey, Stormy Daniels is
Wait,
nice.
just out of curiosity, is it just him or all of you two? So you guys are like, yeah, just fucking cool. Fuck Bono. Wow, man. Larry's okay?
Larry Mullins, all right? Ringo? You like Ringo? Is he?
Warning. Seek shelter.
Stormy Daniels is out doing stand-up comedy. Good for her.
Oh, is she really?
Yes.
She's getting up on stage?
Getting up on stage, getting off her back, getting on her feet, and then just doing some comedy. As you can imagine, a lot of her comedy, initially at least in her set, revolves around her brief encounter with the President of the United States.
Brief being the key word.
Yes. She was in New York on Tuesday, and someone who was there wrote some of the jokes that she did, and they asked, someone in the audience asked if the show would only be about Donald Trump, and she said, how could I stretch 60 seconds into 60 minutes? She said. When asked what specific sex acts she performed with Donald Trump, she replied, well, I was definitely fucking an ass.
Ooh, that's good, man. That's like Irish shady, man.
It is. That's nice. I think I'll masturbate to her tonight as a tribute. I approve. Thank you.
Very woke of you.
It's the least I could do.
Yes.
It's my goodwill gesture. Gesture, rather, not jester. That'd be weird. Dress my penis up as a little court gesture.
More of a gesture.
Yes, exactly. It's Emmy time over there in the States. People trying to get votes so they can win Emmy Awards, which is for excellence in television. And a show that I'm very familiar with is no exception. It's called Family Guy. It's an animated show called Family Guy. And they have never won Best Animated Series, and they're getting desperate. And this year they sent out DVD screeners of their episodes. But on the front of the DVD screener, they did a drawing of Peter Griffin looking like Jon Snow sitting in the throne from Game of Thrones. With Brian at his feet doing a Direwolf cosplay, basically. And on the inside it says, due to a printing error in the ballots, if you wish to vote for Game of Thrones, please check Family Guy box on the animation ballot. Very clever.
Very obviously a joke. Is somebody upset by this?
No, actually, because they passed it by HBO before they decided to do it. HBO thought it was very funny. And they explained it, and the producer of Family Guy said the Game of Thrones voters are very intelligent because they appreciate a very smart, sophisticated show with high-end storytelling, so we felt the chances of confusion were slim, he said. So they didn't really think anybody was going to make any mistakes there. This is interesting. We're finally going to see a little bit of Rambo 5 Last Blood.
Is that what it's called? Last Blood?
Last Blood.
That's a genius title, because I don't know if you know this, it was once called First Blood.
The heck you say?
I didn't know that it was called Last Blood. That's a
Rambo 5 Last Blood is the name of the last and wink wink final Rambo movie. No, Stallone says no more. Wink wink wink.
I gotta tell you though, man, like up until now I've been like whatever, but when they called it The Last Blood,
now you're in.
I'm interested. You have my $10.
Apparently the Cannes Film Festival is going to honor Sylvester Stallone with a career tribute on May 24th. And to cap the whole thing off, they're going to show some teaser footage of Rambo 5 Last Blood. Apparently the plot line is in this one, Rambo finds some blood in his stool. From like a polyp or something he's got, and he has to go to the doctor, and they put him on stool softeners and feed him some tapioca pudding in the fucking home because he's 100. No, I was taking a dump, you know? And then, what does that mean? And it turned out, you know, like I had blood in my stool, all right? I drew last blood. This is ridiculous. Oh, stop.
Read that last factoid. That's fairly interesting.
Oh, God bless you. Hold on, time out.
Look at him run. While Ralph is polishing off his latest free Guinness. God, that one's bigger than this one.
Oh, they're same. They're pints. They're just shaped differently, that's all. I love it. I'm not chugging it, I'm savoring this one, baby.
Is there meat in it? Is it vegan?
No, it is vegan. Actually, it's made from barley. It's made from barley, Kevin. Now, can I give you a little?
Oh, that tastes like adulthood.
Can I give you a little tip? You never sip a Guinness because you're just getting the foam at the top, which is mostly nitrogen. What you want to do is get to the
Am I going to die?
No. You get to the good stuff underneath the head so you have to take like a gulp. You have to take a good swig off.
What about a straw? Wouldn't that make more sense? Oh, what, does Bono use straws? So you're just supposed to
You have to get a good mouthful. That's what they told me to come anyway when I went there. No, you got to get a good swallow in so you can get to the good stuff.
I got it's so I'm like, all right, I'll try one more.
Yeah.
But hold on, I gotta have a real drink standing by.
Just do it properly. Get a good mouthful, and then just you'll taste all the complex flavors.
What's the
slancha?
Slancha.
There you go. That's better, right? That's better, right?
I think I'm drunk. It tastes there's a coffee-ish thing to it.
Well, they roast the barley, which is very similar to how they roast coffee beans and cocoa beans, for that matter. It's a very similar process, so you do get a little of that coffee.
It feels like with just with a little more work, it could be hot cocoa.
But it wouldn't make you do silly things in the middle of the night.
Well, you've never had my hot cocoa. Before we move on from the Rambo story, this just fascinated me. Unadjusted for inflation. Unadjusted. So these aren't numbers where they're like, hey man, imagine if it were those dollars today. This isn't adjusted.
These are dollars from back in the day.
Rambo franchise has grossed close to $730 million worldwide. So that's almost $1 billion. If adjusted, it's a flat out $1 billion, right? Which is Captain Marvel money. Like that's Marvel money right there. It's huge. No wonder he's doing it. And you're right. I doubt it'll be the last.
I do too. Because there's a home waiting to be saved somewhere with Rambo. It's like, like a rocket firing wheelchair or something. He could be awesome. That'd be great. What do you mean you're out of pudding? Awesome. Speaking of Stallone-related news, they've just announced a remake of Cliffhanger. They're making a new Cliffhanger. Wait, it gets much better. This one's going to be a female lead, a female Cliffhanger.
Is this so it's a reboot or a sequel?
It's a remake.
Remake completely.
Remake, yeah.
Fair enough.
Because this answers the question we've always had about that movie. What if a woman was climbing the rocks?
Yeah.
How different would that be?
That was my big problem with that movie. I was like, you know what? There's a dick in the way.
That's right. Get on! But a woman would say, I can hold on. Easy.
I don't remember much about that movie, though.
You remember Cliffhanger?
No.
John Lithgow is the crazy villain?
He did like a Euro trash villain, but you couldn't understand quite where he was from.
Yes.
It was kind of like Die Hard on a Mountain.
Right.
Now it's going to be Lady Die Hard on a Mountain.
That's right.
Why not make it a like kind of sequel where it's like she's his daughter and shit like that? Like, I'd go for that kind of thing where they connect them up.
Yeah.
But I'm not going for the whole like remake. Like, but I honestly do feel I'm a little drunk.
You may have found something you like.
If it's vegan, it's all good.
It's completely vegan. It's made from hops, barley, water.
Are you supposed to have this expression after you drink it? Like, is that part of the thing?
Yes. Look like you're doing a Joe Cocker impression, but no. It's very... Another deep cut no one gets. Here's another movie that's going to be awful. I'm sorry, that's unfair. No, it's fair. I'm reading it now. As I'm reading it over, it's fair. Mel Gibson's just signed on to play Santa Claus in an action comedy. Steve, now you know what it's like. Now Kevin's getting his own Guinness. One of us, one of us, one of us, one of us. Sláinte. That's so good.
I feel like a man. A man who doesn't like what's in his mouth. But it's taking me places.
Yeah.
It's interesting. For years, people have always been like, you're a stoner. Do you ever drink and smoke? I'm like, why? How can you improve fucking weed? I think we might have just found a way.
Guinness for strength. That's why. That's what you need. Mel Gibson's going to play Santa Claus in an action comedy.
I can't wait.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's a drunken racist Santa Claus. That's the only thing I can imagine.
Seth Rogen put up a tweet that said, ho, 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 Holocaust deniers.
Instead of candy cane, Santa's going to leave sugar tits in the kids' stockings. Santa Claus apparently is a rowdy, unorthodox Santa Claus in this film, who's fighting his business that's in decline. Meanwhile, he runs into Billy, a neglected and precocious 12-year-old who hires a hitman to kill Santa after receiving a lump of coal in his stocking.
So it's one of them family crowd pleasers.
Yes. And that hitman is Rambo. Rambo 6.
Do you think it happens? Do you think it goes forward? Is this for real?
Apparently, it's getting a great reaction at the American, not the American film, but the international film market, and they're shopping for buyers at Cannes, they say at the film market there. Do you want to see Mel Gibson play Santa Claus?
Not really, no.
No?
No, and not because I'm like, fuck Mel Gibson. I just don't know if, didn't we see Bad Santa once already?
Yeah, I think we got plenty of Santa movies, it seems like. I think we're good.
But he's back, huh? All's forgiven.
Gibson?
Yeah.
I don't know. He did a movie with Sean Penn that didn't really make any splash.
And then he did that Will Ferrell movie, too, didn't he?
Oh,
With
yeah.
Mark Wahlberg.
That actually made some money. Worst Dads or something, whatever that was called. Yeah. Speaking of people who are awful, Justin Bieber's in the news, believe it or not. Can we have a little song?
Justin Bieber. Nobody fucking needs ya. You wanna know why? I'll tell you why. 'Cause you're a little cunt.
Sounds so much better over here.
It's so good. I was just saying, it's so good to be in the home of the cunt. Because if you say that word in America, you get a lot of side-eye and like, oh my God, you're such a pig. But here, it's just, they appreciate a good cunt.
Yeah. They sing it.
Oh, it's well done. Well done. So the little cunt's in the news this week. He was at the Coachella Music Festival there in California recently. Hopped up on skates, You don't like Coachella either? What, did Bono play Coachella once? How is your hate growing as the evening progresses? Is Emperor Palpatine here? Feel it growing within you. He jumped on stage to join Ariana Grande, and they performed his song called Sorry. He had a hit song called Sorry, and that's the song they were performing. And he took a lot of shit because it turns out he was lip-syncing to his own song. On stage at the Coachella Music Festival.
I'm seriously drunk. I'm not even fucking around. I don't drink ever, so it doesn't take much. And this shit's like thick as mud and fucking.
So you're just hearing words, nothing really sinking in?
It's the best show I've ever been at.
And now you know why we drink, Kevin, because everything is that good.
I'm in it, but I'm watching it too. Like Solange or whatever.
Salon? That's where you get your hair cut. It's not a toast.
Beyonce.
Slancha means to your health.
Slancha.
Yeah, slancha. So anyway, he's getting a lot of shit from people, and he got very upset about it. But look at this video. I'm going to show you some video of Justin Bieber. So the song comes out of the speakers before the microphone goes to his mouth. That's how you can tell that he's lip-syncing. It makes the kind of the face that you're making right now of the performance.
I just can't imagine, like, is this the face everyone makes when they drink it?
When you're 12 and you have your first one, yes. Here's Justin Bieber.
I'll take every single piece of.
Whoa! Shit! One more time.
I'll take every single piece of.
Oh, I forgot I had a microphone in my hand. One more time.
I'll take every single piece of the blood.
Yeah, fuck him.
Now, was he scheduled? He wasn't scheduled.
It was a guest performance with Ariana Grande.
So he was scheduled.
Well, they had conversations about it. It was going to be a big surprise. She brought him up on stage. He said he's retiring from music for a while, so this was going to be a big deal.
Oh.
Well, obviously not. Well, he's retiring from singing, obviously, but not retiring from music. So some people took shots at him, and he was very upset. And he wrote, this is great. Imagine if you spent half the time you spend laughing at other people's expense, actually building people up and encouraging people. How much positivity could you bring? Think about how awesome it felt for me to be on that stage after being away for so long, and the excitement and joy it gave me of doing the thing I love the most. You weren't doing it! You were pretending to do it! If you love it so much, do it for real!
Also, it's just like, he's never been criticized. He's like, how can you say bad things when I was having such a good time?
What about me? What about my joy? Fuck the audience. I was having a good time pretending I was singing a song which I know and did a lot of times. Here's an idea. If you don't be criticized, sing! Fucking cunt. All right, Kevin and I are both huge geeks. I get the sense some of you folks are too. So we do a segment each and every episode called The Geek News.
Ralph and Kevin, Ralph and Kevin, Ralph and Kev's Geek News.
Batwoman's going to be a TV series. They have greenlit Batwoman.
I don't fucking care.
No, you don't. Now you've learned the second superpower that comes from Guinness, by the way. First, everything's really fun, and then, fuck it, I don't really care.
Suddenly there's a sense of like, what's the fucking point, man? No, this looks badass.
Oh my, hold on.
Oh, there's more. And a sidecar shot of some sort. They like you better. You got 2 drinks. So how does one do it? Do you drop it? Is this a car bomb?
Are you ready to go to the next level, Kevin?
No, but I'll watch you do it. So wait, you dropped that in that?
I believe this is what they call here Jameson's, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, yeah. Hold on a little second. Oh, fucking that's sweet.
We found your friend. He reeks of alcohol.
Just the way I like it. Slancha, everyone. Thank you for coming. Oh, so man. I'm never leaving. I'm never leaving.
I thought you were supposed to drop that in that and then pound it.
No, you don't do that, no. No, Bono, you don't do that.
God, you people rule by fear, don't you?
Never conquered this island. Never conquered.
Moy Orland.
That's right. Batwoman's going to be a TV series, and so is Katie Keene, which is a spin-off of the Archie Comics character on Riverdale. And Nancy Drew is also going to be a new show on the CW, too. So a lot of chicks coming to the CW, and Batwoman's going to fuck them all, I bet.
Katie Keene is a Riverdale spinoff? That's
yes.
From the Archie world?
Yes. Katie Keene's going to meet Josie McCoy, who wants to start a musical career. Ooh, I wonder if there's another spinoff in the offing. When she meets some pussycats, perhaps? Right?
You just got me excited.
Yeah.
And what's the third show? Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew.
I like that. I support that. Remember when we were kids, they had the Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew?
I had a thing for Nancy Drew. She was hot.
She was smart, too, Ralph.
Yeah. She was smart enough to choose being hot. That's what I'll tell you. There's a little movie called Avengers Endgame that's doing very well for itself. And one of the film's directors, Joe Russo, is in the film. He plays the Marvel's first gay character in that film.
He's the guy in the group therapy session where he's talking about going on the date and made it
after he lost his husband.
Crying.
Yeah. So he was recently being interviewed about the movie, and they said, "Is that the first gay character in the Marvel universe?" And he said, "Well, yeah, openly gay." He said, "There are other characters in the universe that we are going to find out are gay," and people went. He said it's going to happen in an upcoming Marvel film that a character that you're already familiar with will come out as a homosexual.
Who do you think it is?
Thanos. Think of it. He's got those balls on his chin all the time anyway, right?
No doubt.
Yeah.
Who?
I can't imagine.
Bucky?
Oh, Bucky. Yeah. Fucky. That's what I'd call him.
Do you think it'll be a male or a female?
I'm guessing female.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so did I hear somebody yell Captain Marvel? Is that a thing? That would make sense.
That would make sense.
A little
wouldn't
bit,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. It's not. We're not having a contest. You don't win a prize if you name the right fucking character. Nobody gets Bono. Yes, Bono. And speaking of Avengers Endgame, James Cameron swallowed his enormous ego and tweeted out congratulations to the Avengers for making more money than Titanic this week.
That's right. They beat Titanic. There's only, Jesus Christ, I am fucking drunk. Like, I ain't fucking around. You're going to have to get me home and shit.
That's my plan, big boy.
Yeah, man, they beat Titanic, but there's one more to go, and that's Avatar. And that was long thought to be ungettable because the business is just different altogether.
People love blue cats, that's why.
Exactly. But they may now actually have a shot.
Oh, they're going to be.
Yeah, it looks like they can do it.
Given the timeline, I mean, it took, I think, Titanic 47 days or something to make $1 billion. They've done it in, 15, 16 days. So, yeah, it's going to.
And also, I mean, like, not to gild their lily, but they're doing it in an era where there's a lot more competition.
Absolutely.
Than both Titanic and Avatar had. Like, people are like, I'd rather stay home and watch it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I have to come? He's all threatening, pointing and shit.
Yeah. Come here, big boy. Oh, you got to earn it first. Oh, you want to kiss? What's going on? Hold on, it's fucking Bono. Get out of here. We see right through you.
I know it. How are you holding up?
You know, if...
I dropped a couple of night lights to lure the phantoms away. Put sticky notes on every goddamn thing I'm sure isn't a mimic. You?
Good. Safe inside the armory. Squashed a mimic that slipped in, but that's it. I got everything sealed tight.
What's our plan?
Wait for rescue.
You know, if we make it, Alex is just going to pull our mods.
You want to remember this shit?
I think we could get out through the guts. Work our way up to the Arboretum.
Okay. Say the word.
Scan.
You know, if your date works out, guys, we'll pay for another one. I promise.
This is how fucking... What a small, wonderful world. So whenever I do an episode of the CW shows, and I've directed 7 of them, I've done 3 Flashes and 4 Supergirls.
Yes.
There's a little piece... Thank you. Trust me, I don't deserve any credit. It's so easy, and it happens without one and shit like that. And most days I'm sitting around talking while it's happening. And stuff. But I've done 7, and so every time one happens, there's this piece of artwork that I've loved. I saw, I was like, oh my God, that looks fantastic and stuff. And Will Wilkins got a copy for me, and so I hung it in my office. And then every subsequent episode I did, there was another.
Oh, I've seen this. It's kind of you blank face, but
yes, in my office.
Beautiful.
Yes. This is the artist right here, man.
Wow.
So awesome.
What's your name, sir?
My name is James Wynn. James Wynn.
James Wynn. And are you an artist here locally in Dublin?
No, I'm from Carlow, which is about an hour south from here.
And you're a professional artist? Is that what you do?
Not professional. Hobby mostly.
Get a job. You're fucking good. Do that instead. Excellent work, sir. Thank you for coming out for the show. Wow, that's awesome.
Oh my God, I love these. These are in my office and they provide me such joy. I look over to the right and I'm like, oh, I have been busy. And so thank you for this. How awesome, man. But you have no accent.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
does he?
Yeah,
say something long. Go ahead. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
All they have to do is say thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for signing my posters.
Irish yourself. I'm going to take that home with me from now on, though. I'm going to fucking do that in America. Thank you. It's a very harsh fucking way to thank you. You know, like, they're like, all right, I feel thanked. Fuck.
You talk like that in America, they'll think you had a stroke. Don't do that.
What happened to your H? I'm like, I lost it in Ireland.
Thank you for I'm paying $30 for that. No, it sounds like you had some embolism or something. Don't do that. Here, it's good. It's the people. It's the land.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, one last geek story. The news this week was, speaking of Avengers Endgame, we learned a lot about Peter Parker and what happens to him after that film. If you haven't seen the movie, you're fucked, because we're going to watch the trailer now, and all kinds of shit happens that you probably didn't want to know. But no, I think the ban is over, right? The spoilers ban is over. We can move forward now?
Absolutely. And also, I think this was incredibly smart of their marketing campaign to be like, all right, like...
Moving on.
Yeah.
Life's for the living.
And we're in the business of, like, these stories are connected and stuff, and still it's a major feat. Everyone's seen...
Scanning target. No type of material detected.
Well, if I'm quick saving, then
Scan complete. More specimens required. Airlock submitted. Eradicator Android version 7.7.6 online. Deploying. Checking for updates. Scanning target. No Typhon material detected. Error log submitted. Checking for updates. Servers offline. Deploying. Detected.
crazy. Like, one is essentially... I think it's gonna be the same effect here, man. And also, there's something that I didn't notice in the trailer. I jumped online and did a reaction video, but there's something that like I didn't see that everyone's pointed out to me that we could talk about afterwards.
Well, I wanted to watch it with all of us in the room.
Yeah!
So what do you say? Let's dim the lights and watch the trailer for Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Everywhere I go, I see his face. I just really miss him.
Yeah, I miss him too. I don't think Tony would have done what he did if he didn't know that you were going to be here after he was gone.
Yeah, bitch. You gonna be the next Iron Man now?
Well, no, I don't have time. I'm too busy doing your jobs.
Oh.
I'm kidding. Look, keep up the good work because I am going on vacation.
Heads up, Nick Fury's calling you.
I don't really want to talk to Nick
Answer
Fury.
the phone.
Why?
Because if you don't talk to him, then I have to talk. I don't want to talk to him. You sent Nick Fury to voicemail?
I gotta go. You do not ghost Nick Fury. What up, Darks? What's up? We're just talking about the trip. I'm here in St. Marco Polo. Oh, I think MJ really likes me. Reminds me when I first fell in love.
You're a very difficult person to contact, Spider-Man. This is Mr. Beck.
We could use someone like you on my world.
New world? Beck is from Earth, just not ours. The snap to our hole in our dimension.
You're saying there's a multiverse?
We have a job to do, and you're coming with us.
There's gotta be someone else you can use. What about Thor?
Off-world.
Captain Marvel, unavailable. But I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Bitch, please, you've been to space.
What do you want, Peter? I want to go back on my trip with the girl who I really like and tell her how I feel. MJ, I
am Spider-Man.
No, of course I'm not.
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
You're right, you may not be ready, but this is my responsibility. Saving the world requires sacrifice. Sometimes people die.
Oh my God.
I just always feel like I'm putting my friends in danger. The world needs the next Iron Man.
Are you going to step up or not?
Yeah, bitch.
I gotta get you guys out of here. You're on the jet. Who are you? I work with Spider-Man. You work for Spider-Man? I work with Spider-Man, not for Spider-Man. New plan.
Yeah, I'm in.
Now, the thing I didn't notice is, and everyone online, of course, absolutely did, is the
coffee cup? Yeah, I saw that too. I saw that coffee cup.
The
Way out of place.
glasses he's wearing.
The Iron Man glasses, right?
They're Iron
Tony Stark
Man's from
glasses.
Civil War. So somebody pointed out, like, clearly, like, my theory, of course, is, and is I know nothing, I'm like everybody else, but I've written Mysterio for the comics and shit like that. So based on that, I'm like, there's no way, thank you, there's no way on earth he's the fucking good guy.
Mm-hmm. He's setting this
That's
up.
what he does.
He's pretending to be, and then he's actually working towards his own ill-gotten gains.
So somebody suggested that, like, Peter, when he puts on the glasses, that it not only
The
shows him
illusions go
reality, but then somebody pointed this out, and I'm like, I hope to fucking Christ this is true. I hope so. And I hope that they're keeping it quiet, and then because why would you put it in the trailer and shit, so it could be a big surprise? But, like, maybe he puts on the glasses, and the AI that talks to him is Tony Stark. Right? Wouldn't that fucking, like, take all my money? Oh. And what a great surprise.
Peter, if you're hearing this, it means I'm no longer around, right?
Yes.
And the glasses also let him see through MJ's clothes when he's looking at her. That would be awesome, too. Like, his eyes come out of his head.
I'm telling you, it would be a way to keep him alive. And what an easy acting gig. You just have to show up in your pajamas.
Show up in the booth.
Yeah, you don't even have to fucking, like, get dressed and shit. I hope so. That'd be an amazing way to keep it alive. They kept that secret and shit like that. I always felt like, ooh.
Until now, till you ruined it for all of us.
That's a guess, and that's not even, I didn't guess it. I read it on the internet, but I hope the internet's right. Sometimes the internet can be really cool.
Yeah, I've heard that. I haven't seen it personally, but I've heard that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, before we go home, boys and girls, we got one last bit of business.
I know, we gotta... Thank you. We gotta leave, unfortunately, but not before I drink this beer.
You may be familiar with an actor by the name of Liam Neeson. word is on the street, he has he's here. Wouldn't that be great if Liam Neeson walked out on stage and delivered the top 5 facts about his penis? That would be awesome.
We don't have that kind of poll.
No, we don't. But we can do the next best thing. We can tell about Liam Neeson's cock. We can do that.
Oh, we can't help but wonder how big is Liam Neeson's cock?
Wie groß ist Liam Neeson's penis?
That's right. This is also newsworthy because just recently the Irish Post put out a list of your favorite actors and how they compared penis size-wise. You want to see the graphic that was in the Irish Post just
Fuck
recently?
yes.
Let's take a look at that. There you go. There's all the different actors and their penis size. Your buddy Ben Affleck is 5th, by the way. I want to let you know that.
5th biggest?
Yeah, 5th biggest.
I've seen it.
Hard?
No.
All right, then.
What, do you think they have?
Word on the street. This is how they shake down. Ben Affleck, number 5. Omar Epps. Jason Segel at number 3. Then Liam Neeson. Then Michael Fassbender at number 1.
Jason Segel's got a big hog as well?
It sure felt big. I mean, what I've heard from other people who have had sex with him that aren't me.
So the whole finish of our show is predicated on Liam Neeson, but he's not even the biggest.
Well, let's sally forth with our facts, shall we?
We shall.
Yeah, all right. Liam Neeson's cock is so big. It read the Irish Post and ate Michael Fassbender. So now it's officially number 1.
There's our answer.
Yeah. Liam Neeson's cock is so big. The Blarney Stone kissed it. That's how big it is. Liam Neeson's cock is so big. It drank Temple Bar dry. Can you believe that? That seems impossible. Liam Neeson's cock is so big. It filled Slane Castle. There was no audience. It just filled Slane Castle. And lastly, I almost ran into this one. Liam Neeson's cock is so big. U2 finally found what it was looking for.
Ladies and gentlemen of Dublin, have you had a good time this evening?
What a lovely bit of crack this was. Thank you so much.
My God, I can't thank you enough for coming out, but there is no show without the man to my left. Give it up for Mr. Ralph fucking Garman.
And let's hear it for my good friend and Babble brother, Mr. Kevin Smith.
And that is Hollywood Babylon for this week. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Ralph Garman.
Babble the fuck on. Good night, Ireland!
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.
Suicide Squad casting is done, according to Gunn. Will Aquaman battle the Jedi and the Swamp Thing wraps production on season 1? Today on DC Movie News.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movie. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's DC Movie News.
Yeah.
In the great hall of the Justice League.
Close enough, baby. Close enough.
The world's 4 greatest heroes.
Yeah.
From the cosmic legends of the universe.
I like that little pat on the head.
A little pat on the head.
Thanks.
That's a good whistle. A little pop pat.
Hey, everybody, welcome.
What? Where were you just now, Adam?
I was out there.
Oh.
I was out
Did
there.
we get you back?
In the multiverse.
You're in the swamp. Ooh. Which Earth were you on?
I was deep in the swamp. Earth 2211.
Whoa.
2211.
2211. Look it up. Deep cut. Hey, everybody. Welcome to DC Movie News. We got a very full squad, as you can tell. Full of some familiar faces. I wish we had more news-related stories to talk about.
It's like last week was the same thing, man. I was like, come on.
We're in a bit of these doldrums right now as we get closer to July.
Yeah,
and,
you're right. Oh,
you know,
you guys know what's happening, though.
What's that?
You know what's happening.
Tell me what's happening.
We're not the hottest ticket on the.
Yeah, Rox, you're right.
Because currently there's the distinguished competition, or that's us. Well, the guys across the street are on their way to having the #1 grossing film of all time.
Yes.
And James Cameron is acknowledging it all over his Instagram.
What did he say?
Did you not see that?
Well, I saw that he acknowledged it, but what did he say?
He Instagrammed a picture of the A being the iceberg that hit the Titanic.
Yeah. The A
and he
being-
said, from Avengers.
From the Avengers.
So he said the iceberg is what sank the Titanic, but it took the Avengers to sink my Titanic.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
I'm like, clever camera.
Listen, that's awesome. I'm so curious to see if James Cameron can pull off the ultimate hat trick and make us want these 4 movies that nobody claims they want.
Someone made a great point that said James Cameron's throwing that little picture out there because he's got another one ready to go for when Avatar 2 or whatever beats Endgame. And I'm going to say this.
No shot.
Still to this day, I don't understand how that movie made what it was, $2 billion. I saw it once because the 3D, everyone said you got to see the 3D thing. I saw it once. I don't own it. I've never seen it since. I don't get the love of that movie.
Aren't you awesome?
I get the love of Endgame. I get it.
Yeah.
I get the build up to it.
I agree. I think I get Avatar because what it was a movie as almost like a ride. You know, the way they really evolved 3D and the story.
Because they were going to make it into a ride, a whole land.
Yeah, which they eventually. Well, I mean, I don't know if they knew they were going to do that at the time, but you know, when they
I think
made
that was
it,
the intention.
10 years before.
Yeah, like they were like planning on making it like a franchise when it first came out.
Well, you know, we covered it on FX Movie Download, so we knew when they had the plans for Avatar Land, but that was, I mean, I don't think when they made the movie they could have known that they were going to do that, just because it was a total unknown quantity, and they didn't have the relationship with Disney at that time. It's kind of weird
But,
that
like
Avatar
Secret
Land...
Life of Pets did it. Like as they're making it, they're like, we're gearing this towards the ride.
Okay.
happens.
All I'm saying is, and this is not, by the way, guys, this is not Avatar movie news, just in case you thought it was.
You don't know that. We like to always transition.
I get the international appeal and how it was just sort of a thing that you could get on and get into, but story-wise, it doesn't seem people really love it. So it's interesting that Disney's plan for the next couple of years is going a 1-2 alternating punch with Star Wars and Avatar, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, let's introduce everybody that's here today. You know, the man at the end of the table.